welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Bianca and today we're here to talk about books. I've already made a 26 to read in 2026 posts on Instagram, but I wanna talk about them in more depth. So let's talk about the categories I put them in, what I want to read, why I want to read them.
1, 2, 3, funky.
Let's start with the first category, which might be the biggest, which is thrillers, because I have a lot of thrillers I'm excited about, but I don't always know what they're about. But one is Bright Young Woman by Jessica Knoll. I really want to read that one. And I think it has to do with some real-life serial killer as well, but fictionalized. Florida State University. First serial killer in America. I don't know, I just know I really want to read it. I really love the colors and the cover. It's very bright and you can see a silhouette here. I just know it's not that long ago that I bought it and I really want to read it. So that's the first for that category. Then similar, very similar cover in my opinion, is Killer Potential by Hannah Deitch, another thriller. And I don't really know what this one is about. Oh yeah, okay, yes, I remember. It's a babysitter, I guess, and someone is dying. Or someone died, and now she wants to call the police, but someone is screaming for help from the house, so now she wants to help. Stuff like that, I don't really know. It's also, I don't really want to know about thrillers. I want to go blind into it. I want to go into it blind and figure it out myself, or just be along for the ride. So I don't even want to know too much about thrillers, but that's another one I didn't buy too long ago and I really want to get to it. Also, a little disclaimer before we continue. My reading goal for 2025 was 10 books. And yes, currently I'm telling you about a list with 26 books, which I don't know if I will ever finish all of them, or at least not this year. Honestly, I'm happy if I finish one of them, or even just one book in general. This is more to remind me what books I have, what I'm excited about, and also it's great content and fun. And maybe I will surprise myself and read all 26 of them, who knows. But let's continue with the next one, still a thriller. As I said, my biggest category. I have to look what is the original name? Going back, no. Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. This one, I know that the mother witnesses how the son is killing someone, and now she is trying to change it or trying to figure out why he's killing someone, and it's a time travel story. That's all I know about this one, and I'm really excited about it. I always look at this one and think I really want to read it, and then I pick something else. I don't know why I do that. Maybe I'm scared. I don't know. Then, still in the thriller category, we have Final Girls by Riley Sager. And, you know, I also don't know that much about this one. As the title says, Final Girls, I think there's a support group or something with all the final girls and they're getting killed now? Or is that the Final Girl support group? I don't really know. As I said, I don't really want to know. I will get surprised. And this one I got from a flea market I went to with my mom. And it would be my first Riley Sager, which I'm also excited about. Then, is it already a classic? Maybe. It's Misery by Stephen King. And I know it's about a writer who is in an accident and gets saved by their number one fan, who is also a stalker and kidnaps them and locks them up somewhere. And I think she wants him to continue a story or something like that. And this one would also be my first Stephen King. And I think Misery is one of the most exciting ones for me because I also like to write. I just would be excited to get into his universe. So there's that. Then I also have Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. I've already had that on a TBR for May, I believe, like for the Asian readathon, but I didn't get around to it. But I still really want to read it, and my mom has already read it, and she liked it. And I think this one is also a lot about the system, like about the courts, lawyers, and stuff like that. So I would be really interested in reading that one. But again, I don't want to know too much about it because I want to go in blind. That's especially the case for thrillers. Other books I might know a little more, but thrillers I want to get surprised. Then we have Lost in the Wild by Antje Leser. That is a German book, and all I know about this one is some friends go into the woods, want to survive or take a hike or something, and then they meet a survival group and they think they're saved. But maybe they're not. Maybe it just got worse. Who knows? And I'm really excited about this concept. I also really love survival stuff. Like maybe you know Seven vs. Wild, that's a German YouTube series. Or Alone, or Survivor, stuff like that. I'm really interested in that, and this is kind of like that in book form. At least that's what I think it is. Then we have How to Kill a Guy in 10 Ways by Eve Kellman. And this one is, I don't really know too much again, but if I remember correctly, first up it's about girls, and you know, you could be scared when you go home, you could be scared when you're alone with a guy in a bar or something. And if that happens, there's an app you can write to that will talk to you, help you, or maybe even murder someone for you. That's the concept of this one, and I'm really excited about it. Then I have The Diamantencoup by Patrick Burrow. I think this also is a German book. I have to take a look, but I don't think there's a translation. Doesn't seem like it. But this is about a heist, I guess, where they steal diamonds. And I'm not sure. I think this even is a little bit of true crime, because I think there really was a heist like it, or similar to it. So I'm really interested to get into this one. And this was a gift, if I remember correctly. So I'm really excited about that one. And then, last but not least in this category is The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Dalila Harris. I'm not really sure if it's a thriller or not, but it's about racism and systems and stuff like that. It's about a black girl who's working in the publishing industry, I believe, and she gets a new colleague who is also black, and she thinks they can be friends, but it seems more like they will be enemies. And I looked that up on Goodreads, and I don't know, is it a thriller? Is it a horror book? Or is it just a fiction book? I don't know. I can talk anymore. I just hope it surprises me. And I just put it in thriller because it sounds thrilling, I guess. But then we're in the next category, which is dark academia, or stuff that takes place in an academy. First we have Bunny by Mona Awad, which also is a horror book, and I don't really know much about it. I know there's girls, they're called the Bunnies, I think so, and it's taking place on a campus. That's all I know, that's all I want to know. Then we have Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Yimide. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's also again about black citizens. It's also taking place in a school or on campus, and I think it also has to do with games. At least I would think so with the name Ace of Spades. But again, I don't know too much about it, and I don't want to know too much about it. Then also in this category is If We Were Villains by Emil Rio. I've already tried to read this one in English, but that was too complicated, and I still really want to read it, but in German this time. And it's about 5 or 6 friends who are theater students, and one of them dies. And then you get thrown into the future, or like present day, I guess, where one of them is getting out of prison and we figure out what really happened, I guess. So I'm also really excited about this one. And then the last one in this category, and also the biggest one in this category, is Babel by R.F. Kuang, which would be my first R.F. Kuang. Honestly, most of these authors would be new to me, but I really heard a lot of good things about this book. It's also a criticism of minorities, of colonialism, I think is the word I'm looking for. I don't know if you know about this book, you know what I'm talking about. And it's about the Tower of Babel, how you get there, that it's very prestige and not everybody can get there. There's a lot about language, and I think the magic system has to do with silver. I don't really know. I've seen some wrap-ups, but they were very vague. And actually I'm happy about it because I don't want to know too much about it. I'm just very excited to get into it because I've heard it has a really interesting magic system and stuff like that. But I don't know if I will get to it because this has 732 pages. So maybe it will happen, maybe it won't happen, I don't know. This also has been on a few of my TBRs and it hasn't happened yet. But maybe this year will be the year. We will see. Then we have a smaller category, which I would say is general fiction, which first up we have Tomorrow, Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Seven. I know here it has to do with friendship and gaming, and I think an accident, or more, not just one accident, several accidents, and that's all I know about it. And I'm excited to read it. Maybe you remember it really had a hype, and I don't like reading things while they're hyped. I like to wait to have more realistic expectations. So I think now is the time for it. Then in a similar vein, we have Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. I don't know why, but the German version is called Judith and Hamnet. Let me know if you know why. Except if it's a spoiler, then don't let me know why. And this one is about the family of Shakespeare, about his wife and his children. I guess especially about his son, Hamnet. Maybe Judith is his daughter, I don't know. Maybe it's his wife, I don't know. But also this one was very hyped and I waited a little bit. And you can see I still have the hardcover, and I actually don't really like it to buy something in a hardcover price and then I take so long to read it that there would be a paperback. But that's just what happened here and I have to live with it. But I'm excited to read that. Then I also have A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Towels. This one also is a hardcover, but this one I actually found for free in a little library. And I don't really know what this one is about. I just know I put it on my Goodreads, that I own it, and then I saw the Goodreads reviews and they were very good. They said it was a sad and sentimental book, so I just wanna be surprised by it. Then we have Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmes, and this one again I bought in hardcover. And now it would be out in paperback, but again there was a hype and I wanted to wait. This one is about a woman in STEM, especially in chemistry, her struggles and stuff like that. I also don't know too much about it, and again I don't want to know too much about it. I like to go into my books blind and get surprised. I only will read the back if I'm too confused. That's how I approach my reading. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but that's how I do it. Then, more in the general fiction, and also one of the hype books, is Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed. This is about a black girl who is a babysitter, and she's with the kid in a supermarket, and people accuse her of kidnapping the child because the child is white and she isn't. And the story starts there, and we see all the consequences and stuff like that. And this also was a really hyped book, but this one I never saw in a bookstore in hardcover, so I have the paperback of it. so at least I won't feel too bad if I don't read it right away. Then a book I fear a little bit is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. Again, a longer book. I bought this one with a friend, so we could buddy read it, but I don't think it will happen. So I guess I have to suffer alone, which I'm a little afraid of, because some people like it, but most people just say it's trauma porn, it's sad, it's not well researched, and a lot of people cry because of this book, so I'm a little bit scared. Maybe it would be interesting to annotate it and see how much is really about trauma, and maybe, I don't know if I can even read about that much trauma, but then I would just know about it and could unhaul it and give it to someone else. But first I need to give it a try. But again, this is a little bit of a bigger book again. It has 958 pages. So I don't know if I will get to that either, but I would like to. I would at least like to know if I can read it or if it won't be for me. Then the last one in this category, or I guess second to last or something like that. Let me put these books away, it's taking the light away. Let's just say another one is Ghosts by Dolly Parton. And this one I also don't really know what it is about. Maybe it's a coming of age. Okay, I just read the summary and I guess it's about relationships, like romantic relationships, the relationship with your parents and stuff like that. So I guess it's just about growing up. So I'm also really excited about this one. This one also is a hardcover, but I got it on sale, so I don't feel too bad if I still take a little longer to read that one. Then also not too long ago I bought Retro by Jared Schusterman and Sofia Lapuente. And this one is about a girl who is a little bit mean online. That's what I understand. And now she's thinking about the consequences and is trying to go offline and living an offline life. And now that I read it, I guess this also would have been in the thriller category, but I put it in general fiction. Anyways, because it seems like the one doing the retro challenge, so the ones that are offline, are starting to vanish. So that sounds very mysterious and like a thriller, but I just put it in this category because I guess I didn't read it completely. I just thought it would be about living the old life, living the offline life, how that would be. I didn't realize there was a thriller aspect to it. But now we both know, and I'm very excited to read it. And then the last one in my general fiction category is Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Malinda Lo, which I'm also really excited about. Again, I bought it as a hardcover and it was really hyped, and I waited until the hype went away. And this one is, I think there's lesbians. I know for sure there's LGBTQ, but I don't really know which one. And it's just also coming of age and living in the 80s? No, in the 50s. 50s America. And again, I don't want to know too much about it. I want to be surprised, but I'm really excited to read it. And now we're in the last category, which is fantasy. But the first one is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. And again, I don't really know, is it thriller? Is it crime? Is it fantasy? Is it true crime? Because Jack the Ripper, true crime. Stalking Jack the Ripper, I don't know. Like, is it more fictionalized? General fiction? Is it a thriller book or is it fantasy? I wasn't sure. I just put it in fantasy, I guess. But I'm really excited about this one. It's playing in London in 1888. And it's about a girl who wants to be a doctor, I think, or something like that. Again, I don't want to know too much, and it's the start of a series, so I'm excited to read that one. Then we have A Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. This I found on a list for similar books to Six of Crows, and this showed up. This also is the first book of a series. and I guess it's also about a heist. Or maybe it isn't. I'm not sure. But it even says, bestseller for all fans of Lee Bardugo. So I'm just excited to see if I get the same feeling, if I like it, what I think about it, and if I want to continue the series. So far, I only have the first book of it. So I want to know if I should continue or not. And then, last but not least, that's my 26th book, is Only a Monster by Vanessa Lynn. And this is a fantasy book for sure, I know that. And I think we follow the villain perspective, which is very interesting. And yes, that's pretty much all I know about it. I just think it would be fun to follow the villain in a story. Or maybe she isn't the villain. Like, it also sounds a little bit Romeo and Juliet-like. Like there's uncommon friends, or I don't know how to explain it. That she will work with people she wouldn't normally work with, I guess. And I hate the TikTok made me buy it sticker, because that's not true. For me, either YouTube or Instagram makes me buy stuff, but not TikTok. But that's besides the point. These are my 26 books I would like to read in 2026. I don't know if I will get to all of them. I don't know if I will even get to one of them. Also, I just realized I don't have any non-fiction or the memoirs on that, but I would still like to read some of those. But maybe you've already heard me say that before. I'm a slow reader and I'm a mood reader, so everything and anything could happen. And as I said, I'm happy if I just read one book in general. It doesn't even have to be from this list. Just one book at all would be great. And my reading goal is again 10 books. So maybe it's 10 of these, maybe it's 10 something completely different. We will see. But I think it's just fun to make a list and talk a little bit about it and to look at your bookshelves and see what you have. So that's what I did. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next.